The storm took him.
Authorities have officially ended the search for Daniel Harker, the man wanted for unspeakable acts against minors across 3 states. Just 4 days ago, Harker crashed his vehicle into a tree during a high-speed chase outside of Fairbanks, Alaska, and fled on foot into a raging blizzard. Authorities believe he could not have survived the extreme cold. Search efforts will resume once conditions improve and the freeze-over passes.
After the news flashback, a story that happened over a year ago, I leaned over from the couch and turned off the TV. Rick shook his head and tossed another log into the fireplace. "Good riddance," he said, brushing the snow from his jacket. Ethan, our 16-year-old, smirked from the other side of the room. "Bet he turned into a popsicle out there." I laughed, tossing a pillow at him. "This is a family weekend, remember? No horror talk." We had arrived at the cabin 2 days earlier, a sprawling, cozy place tucked deep into the woods, surrounded by nothing but miles of snow and trees. It was supposed to be a perfect 4-day weekend, just us. No work, no school, no buzzing phones, just skiing, hot chocolate, and quiet. And it was. The first 2 days were bliss. We woke up late, cooked huge breakfasts, and spent hours bundled up, trying to ski down the gentle hills behind the cabin. Rick wiped out more times than Ethan, which we all found hilarious. We built snowmen, had snowball fights so brutal we had to call cease fires, and cuddled up by the fire each night with thick blankets and cheesy Christmas movies. The storm had picked up outside, snow piling high against the cabin walls. But inside, we were warm, safe, and together. I remember thinking, this is what life's supposed to feel like. But then the third night came, and everything changed. It started small. A soft thud against the kitchen window around midnight. I sat up in bed, listening. Another thud, heavier this time. Almost like something heavy brushing against the house. I shook Rick awake. He mumbled something about a tree branch and rolled over. I pulled on my robe and crept downstairs, feeling the icy wood floors under my feet. The kitchen was dark, shadows stretching long across the counters, and at the window. I swear I saw it. A face. Not human. Not animal. Just a flash. Pale. Twisted and wrong. Before the snow gusted so hard, it wiped the window clean. I slammed the curtain shut and told myself I was tired, just tired. The next morning, I found tracks outside, but not animal tracks, not paw prints. Something bigger, clawed, dragging. Rick brushed it off. "Probably a coyote," he said, trying to smile. But I could see the tightness in his jaw. He was scared too. That evening, the power flickered. The fire sputtered low. The cold crept in faster than we could chase it away. We huddled together on the couch, playing cards by flashlight. Ethan kept glancing toward the windows. So did I. And then we heard it. The crunch of heavy footsteps in the snow outside. Rick grabbed the fire poker and motioned for us to stay put. He edged toward the door. We waited. The storm howled against the house. The minutes dragged. Then, crash. The front window exploded inward, spraying glass and snow across the living room. The thing stepped inside. It wasn't a bear. It wasn't a man. It was something in between, gaunt and skeletal, its flesh frozen tight to its bones. It moved on all fours at first, like some sick, broken animal, then rose, impossibly tall, on two legs. Tattered, frozen rags clung to its body, the remnants of jeans, a torn jacket sleeve, the same clothes Daniel Harker had worn in the news photo. It opened its mouth, long jagged teeth filling the gap where lips should have been, and let out a sound so low and hateful it rattled the windows. Rick swung the poker. It didn't even flinch. Ethan screamed. I grabbed his hand, yanking him toward the back door. We ran through the snow, stumbling, slipping, shoving open the SUV doors. I threw myself behind the wheel and jammed the keys into the ignition. The engine roared to life. And then, thud, the Wendigo landed on the roof. I could hear it. The scraping of claws across the metal, the furious pounding as it tried to tear its way inside. I gunned it down the driveway, snow spraying in every direction, the woods blurring past. The creature clung to the roof, shrieking and pounding, the SUV groaning under its weight. I floored it. The trees thinned, the woods broke. We burst onto the open highway, and that's when it lost its grip. The creature flew backward into the snow, swallowed by the storm behind us. I didn't stop, not when the town lights appeared through the blizzard, not when sirens started wailing. It was only when the car lurched to a stop in front of the police station that I realized something was wrong. The passenger door was open. Snow was blowing in. Ethan was gone. They tell me now it was an accident, that I must have hit a bump, that he must have fallen out during the escape. They tell me no one, nothing, could have survived out there for 4 days in that storm. But I know better. I see it in my nightmares. I hear it scratching at the hospital windows. Daniel Harker didn't die in that blizzard. The storm took him. And it turned him into something worse. Something that's still out there, waiting. End of story. Thank you for watching Cryptid Encounter Stories. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more terrifying tales of the unknown. Your support helps keep the stories alive and the monsters lurking. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and always keep an eye on the shadows.